Hello there. What is going on, everybody? Today we're going to be taking a look at a Geonosian list, a way you might build a separatist Geonosian-based list for Star Wars Legion. These guys are getting ready to come out real soon. It's a great opportunity to kind of dig into those and share with you some of my thoughts, get some of your thoughts on how to put these all together. We are still doing the 12 Days of Life Day giveaway, so if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to have a chance to enter to win one of those awesome giveaways. You just have to be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos to enter to win. It's as simple as that. I'll be announcing winners all throughout this month. We've already done quite a few, so if you haven't already checked the previous videos, see if you won anything. If you're already a subscriber and you have commented, you're already halfway there, so pretty cool stuff. All right, so I'm using Tabletop Admiral today. I'll put a link to the list in the video description below. We're going to dive in and we're going to talk about Geonosian warriors because we're going to be using a couple of these. And if you want to do a Geonosian kind of heavy list, but I don't feel like a Geonosian list needs to be all Geonosians. For one, we really don't have enough Geonosian specific stuff to do like all Geonosians. Like we don't have like zombie Geonosians yet. We don't have their giant turrets and all of that stuff yet. So, can't really go like full, pedigree Geonosian list. But we can do a combined arms sort of list. So I'm going to start off, I'm going to use, let's start off with the commander. I'm going to go with Poggle the Lesser. To start out, he's a good commander for Geonosians. He has a lot of kind of stay mostly in the back, but he's got a little bit of mobility. He's only speed 1, but he's got that free jump 2. He's not quite as fast as the younger, sprier Geonosians, but he still can get around a little bit. He's also got Entourage, B2 Super Battle Droids, which is very, very cool. It gives you an extra B2, so you can actually have 7 core in this list, which is kind of cool. He's also got Compel for Separatist Alliance Trooper, which means they don't necessarily want to work with mercenaries quite as much, but that's okay. Like, Poggle the Lesser is not super thrilled about taking like pikes along or anything like that. So, our Black Sun Enforcers, and he's not super crazy about that, and I can't blame him. So we got Poggle the Lesser here, and we're gonna put some things on. I'm gonna give him Vigilance. We're gonna have a little bit of dodges going around. Now there's a couple of ways. I'm gonna put Sun Fac in here too, because you're gonna have Sun Fac in your build. There's a couple of ways to do Sun Fac and to give him the. Gosh, I hate saying his name. It makes it sound like I'm saying bad language words, which I never, ever, ever say, not even in my personal life. Wink, wink. But no, it's, there's definitely some build options for him. He does just have the white defense die. He does have Surge for defense, but he's only got 5 health, so he could potentially die really quick. And so there's some survivable ways. There's a lot of dodge options for him, but I think I'm going to kind of build him a little bit more aggressively. We're going to give him Tenacity. You're going to shoot at him for sure. And I feel like Tenacity is sort of a way to make him more survivable through Voodoo, right? And what I mean by that is you're making him more offensive, but only if he takes damage. So if your opponents want to keep him having a weak melee attack, they just have to not attack him. And so that incentive to leave him alive and leave him unwounded is one of those ways that you can potentially, maximize his defense. So a strong offense is a strong defense in this case. So that's kind of what I'm going to look at. Also going to give him Recon Intel so he can move a little bit farther forward. I mean, it just really maximizes on the speed 2 with the free jump 3 and that crazy, get in close and do some damage. And bring these Geonosian warriors along with you. We're going to add 3 units of Geonosian warriors. I'll start off with, and I'm going to make them all different. So we're going to have some fun with this. We'll do a Sonic Cannon Warrior for our good scatter impact, just for the whole thing. We're going to add a Geonosian Warrior there too. They're going to be a gunner. They're going to be a gun team. They're going to be going up high, shooting down low. We're going to add another Geonosian Warriors because we're going to have some fun with our new Force Pikes. They've got a flip weapon. We've got Overrun and Suppressive, and then just Suppressive on the other side. So if you want to use the Overrun weapon while moving through, you can do that. If you want to use the Pike while standing still, you can do that. So that's kind of fun. It'd be fun to play around with those guys. And this way, if you have multiple Geonosian warriors, you're getting to play them both. If you don't have that many Geonosian warriors, if you maybe just going to pick up one, you could probably swap out for B1 battle droids in this case. But I'm going with Geonosians because this is a Geonosian build. And for our third Geonosians, we're going to go with just plain old Geonosians. Nothing special on these guys. The reason why I'm doing that is I want to focus this unit on being the objective hunter. They're going to run in and try to seize the objective as fast as possible. They're going to get some extra movements. Sun Fac is going to try to help them get into position a little bit quicker. And they're going to be like the sacrificial lamb, so to speak, or the sacrificial dragonfly. I don't even know what they are. The flying slug things. I don't know. Flying slug people. I don't know what the closest insect that you would compare them to. Maybe wasps. They seem like they're a little bit like wasps, like kind of muddy. Because I guess the buildings are kind of like how wasps' mud huts and stuff are. So maybe, yeah, the sacrificial wasp. There you go. White Anglo-Saxon Protestant Geonosians is, they have very, very quiet dinners where they don't talk to their kids at all. And that's why the Geonosian children grow up to be so angry with the Empire, because it's all their fault. I'm kind of getting off topic. All right, so those are our Geonosians. And then we're going to add some B2s. Look, we like B2s with this build. There's a number of reasons to run them. We're going to put some B2s in here now. The B2s we're going to give them some fun. We'll give the B2 Super Battle Droids we're going to give them the ACM Trooper. You have the Ha as well, but I like the ACM. Got 3 red dice on these dudes. They're super groovy. Throw an extra B2 Super Battle Droid in there as well. Just make them super tough. And we're going to double up on that. So we're going to do 2 heavily loaded units of B2 Super Battle Droids. Don't have to put HQ uplink or anything like that on them too, because we're going to be getting a little bit of help from Poggle the Lesser, which is super cool. And it's a fun way to go. All right. And just for kicks, I'm going to throw some Droidicas in here. Because Droidicas I don't get to use them enough, and they kind of fit with the amount of points that I had. You don't have to go with Droidicas. I'm just putting them in there, but I think they're cool. I really do. It kind of fits into some of the suppressive stuff that we have going on in this build. So we're going to add some Droidicas as well. Okay, so we've got some points left over. It's time for a heavy hitter, and we're going to add Asajj Ventress into this build. She's going to be our assassin, and we're going to throw her in, and we're going to give her some upgrades that are going to take us all the way to 800 points. Asajj is going to start off with Force Push, which is certainly a fun one. We're also going to give her Saber Throw, because she's got lots of dice, right? She's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 black dice. And so a Saber Throw from her is going to be 4 dice. It's not half bad. She's got Relentless, so she gets the free throw. So I love it. I love it. Speed 2, Relentless, it's good. Now, she definitely does prefer, she's going to want to do melee attacks more often. She's going to want those dodge tokens. And Poggle the Lesser helps her hold on to those a little bit. If she doesn't get the order, she gets the independent dodge 1. Which is all good. It's very, very, very good stuff. In fact, we have both her and Sun Fac in there. It means we can have a little bit better options of activating her without having to issue out orders, which also works out pretty well. We're going to go with offensive/defensive stance. It's going to be the defensive stance. We're going to be focusing on her so she can have the maximum dodges for both deflect and for powering up her melee attacks. Although her ranged attack won't be that great, but again, it's you can drop Saber Throw if you need to, but I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Like, oh, it's almost close enough, because again, it's still a 4 black dice attack, range 2 with Pierce 2. So that's really good. As long as you can get somebody out of cover, and guess what? Our Geonosians can help do that. So that's kind of where it all comes together. The scatter on their gun is going to pull people out, and all of a sudden that 4 black dice attack is going to be like, hey, I'm going to do pretty well with this attack. And you don't have to say it that way, but that's how I'm doing it. She's also going to get into the fray. This one is going to give her surge tokens. Look, there's some offensive surge. She's going to need that for those black dice. So that's going to be a nice one. And that takes us to 800 points. Now, the problem with this point in the list is that it becomes a little tricky to figure out the optimal card path, because you've got lots of good cards, or command cards, and it becomes trickier and trickier to figure them out. So Poggle the Lesser, we've got all of his. He's got a great 1. He's got a great 2. He's got a great 3. We've got Sun Fac, who's got a great 1. We've got Asajj Ventress, who has a great 1, a great 2, and a great 3. Problem is, the 2s and 3s are fine. So I'm going to go with all of these. I'm going to go with Asajj's 2 and Asajj's 3. I'm going to go with Poggle's 2 Poggle's 3. And then we got 3 1-pips. Which one do we use? And this is a tough one. Now, from a certain point of view, I think Brutal Enforcer is probably one of the easier ones to take out. However, I love the idea of if we're running multiple Geonosian warriors, giving them a free jump 3, it's just awesome. Like a free move is super, super good. I love that. I love that. It's so good. I think this is the biggest reason to bring Sun Fac, and it's also a reason you may want to go with a more defensive playstyle for Sun Fac. Since I've gone offensive, I could drop this card very easily, and because they may not live long enough to make it optimal. But I could also play this card on the first turn, so I ensure that I get to play his card and then go offensive with him and then have him die. So you have a lot of flexibility on this card, which is super cool. So I'm going to go ahead and include it. And then I have the toss up between Poggle the Lessers, Let the Executions Begin, which is that whole fire support. Poggle the Lessers activation for friendly, non-panicked droid troopers at range 1 of Poggle, gain fire support, and then he can make 2 attacks. So this basically lets Poggle shoot and have 2 B2 super battle droids fire support into both of Poggle the Lesser's shots. Really cool card. However, I'd have to keep my droids close to Poggle. I'd have to keep, I kind of want to keep Poggle in the back. And I also have to hope that enemies get far enough forward that I can really take advantage of all this. Because again, Poggle, the fire support on these guys is only range 2. I'm not going to have crazy range on this attack. I mean, what's Poggle's range? He's range 1 to 3, so I can have him a little farther back. But I just feel like this is going to be one of the more restrictive cards to use and less flexible. So this is the one that is not going to make the cut in this case. So I'm going to go with Asajj's The Jedi Shall Fall, because this is just a super cool card. Granted, this does mean I'm running 3 Asajj Ventress cards, so if I lose her, then I'm going to be hurting. But it's a tough choice to make. I'm not saying there's any one right or wrong answer, but I'm running all of Asajj's cards. And to be fair, it might have made more sense to drop some points and put a B1 unit in there with the medic and get some droid medics in there to kind of treat Poggle or Sun Fac or especially Asajj Ventress. But that's okay. That's okay. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. It's a beautiful thing. She's coming in and she's gonna do some nasty stuff. We could also honestly change one of these to tenacity as well on Asajj. Her getting an extra red die. It's beautiful. She's got so many dice already, and it just becomes challenging. All right, so that's kind of the list. That's 800 points. I want to hear what you guys think. I also want to thank today's sponsor, Luxury Playstyle. Amazing full metal tokens, folks. You got to check out these tokens. They are absolutely adorable. They're adorable might not be the best word, but they're exquisite. They're fantastic. Double-sided, shiny, gorgeous, heavy tokens. They're wonderful. They're fantastic on your tabletop. They're going to make your opponents say, wow, and they're going to make you want to play your games more. Head over to luxuryplaystyle.com. Use code Crabbok VIP while you're there. You're going to save 15%. They make great stocking stuffers, great holiday gifts, great prize support, and orders that use that code and spend at least $35 are going to get a free Crabbok token thrown in. You won't want to miss that. It's a fantastic token, so head over to luxuryplaystyle.com. That's gonna about do it for this video. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know some of your thoughts on running Geonosians in Star Wars Legion. I want to thank my patrons. You guys are out of this world and help make this whole channel possible. Thank you so much for your continued support. I will talk to you later. May the Force be with you. Live long and prosper. Be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes. The spice must flow, so say we all, and always wash your socks.